All right, thanks, guys. It is insanely windy where I'm at, so please bear with me. It's as bad on me as it is on you right now. But anyway, the Nets take on the Bucks, 1:30 p.m. Eastern start time. The Bucks are the 19-point favorite, totals 229 flat. There are currently no money line odds being offered for this game. I'm currently 6-0 in my last 6 MLB tier package plays on patreon.com/BrockPage. And if you want some more information on how you can access these premium sports picks, the link for that website is in the description section below. And once again, that's patreon.com/BrockPage. And I'll tell you what, as good as they've been for most of the season, this Bucs squad has actually lost 5 out of their last 7 ball games. Even worse than that, this Milwaukee team is currently just 2-7 against the spread in their last 9. Matthews is out, Bledsoe and Connaughton are questionable. And just kind of nitpicking here, but this Milwaukee team ranks in the bottom 5 from the stripe, bottom 10 in defensive rebounding. Now, Brooklyn on the other side, make no mistake, they're not a great basketball team, and even worse, now with a lot of their key pieces not traveling to the bubble, getting injured in the bubble. Having said that, though, these guys still have covered the number in 5 out of their last 8, dating back to the pre-shutdown days. They also rank in the top 3 in offensive rebounding, top 5 in defensive field goal percentage. Garrett Temple's averaging 10 a game, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Timothy Luwawu-Cabarrot, he's also averaging about 7 a game with 2 rebounds. And once again, don't get me wrong, Brooklyn is very thin tonight. Ton of guys out for them. But they have covered 4 out of their last 5 games, taking on a Central Division opponent. So, keep that in mind. But with that said, total-wise, 4 out of Brooklyn's last 6 stayed under the posted total. Meanwhile, Milwaukee on the other side has gone 80% to the under in their last 10. 19 points is a lot to cover here. Give me Brooklyn plus 19 and the under 229 in that game. And before we go ahead and move on, just want to take another quick timeout and welcome you to the video. Got some lines and personal leans out for Tuesday's NBA basketball action. Happy Tuesday to you. Hopefully you guys had a great start to your week. Now, before we dive into some more free content here on YouTube, I just have to quickly remind you once again that we are currently 6-0 in our last 6 MLB tier package plays on patreon.com/BrockPage. We're also 5-0 in our last 5 daily best plays on that site as well, and that package goes for just $1.99, by the way. So if you want some more information on how you can join in on the action here, link for that site is in the description section below. And once again, that is patreon.com/BrockPage. And moving on, we're going to take a look at the Dallas Mavericks squaring off against the Sacramento Kings, and that's going to be a 2:30 p.m. Eastern tip-off. The Mavs are minus 5.5, totals 236 flat. The Kings are plus $2 to win it, and if you like Sacramento catching the 5.5, they're catching even money to cover. Now, the Kings are in the bottom 10 in scoring, bottom 5 in offensive rebounding. Bagley's out for the season. Len is listed as questionable for tonight's action. The Kings have lost their last 3 straight, along with failing to cover in 5 out of their last 7. They're taking on a Dallas squad who's currently 11 games above 500, and they also find themselves in 7th place in the Western Conference. They are currently led by, Luka Doncic, who's dropping 29 a game, 9 rebounds, 9 assists. Kristaps Porzingis, he's right behind him with 20 a game, 10 rebounds per. And Porzingis is also averaging 2 blocks a game as well. The Mavs are in the top 3 in scoring, top 5 in offensive rebounding. And when it comes to the number in this one, 6 out of Dallas's last 9 head-to-head meetings with Sacramento got over the posted total. Meanwhile, the Kings on the other side, they saw their last 6 straight get over the number themselves. So with all that said and done, give me the Mavs minus 5.5 and the over 236 in that ball game. Now moving on, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the Suns taking on the Clippers, and that's going to be a 4 p.m. Eastern start time in that contest. The Clippers are minus 9, totals 230 flat. Phoenix is plus 360 to win it, and if you like Phoenix plus 9, they're minus $1.18 to cover the point spread. Now the Suns rank in the bottom 10 in offensive rebounding, bottom 10 in defensive field goal percentage. They're just 2-9 against the spread in their last 11 head-to-head meetings with the Clippers. Kelly Oubre is still out indefinitely with a knee, and the Suns squad is currently in 13th place in the West with going 11 games below 500 right now. Now the Clippers on the other side, they are currently in second place in the West, 45-21 overall for the season. Now Lou Williams is out. Montrezl Harrell listed as day-to-day. Having said that, though, this Clippers squad is obviously led by Kawhi Leonard, who's averaging 27 a night, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals. Paul George is also averaging 21 a night, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. The Clippers have won 8 out of their last 10 and covered in 80% of those ball games. They've also successfully covered the point spread in 8 out of their last 9 conference matchups. LA's in the top 5 in scoring, top 3 in offensive rebounding. And when it comes to the scoring in this one, 8 out of the Clippers' last 10 head-to-head meetings with the Suns got over the posted total. Meanwhile, Phoenix saw 4 out of their last 6 ball games get over the number themselves. So with all that said and done, I'm going to go ahead and lean toward the Clippers -9 and the over 230 in that contest. All right, next matchup, it is going to be the Orlando Magic taking on the Indiana Pacers, and that's going to be a 6 p.m. Eastern start time. The Magic are -1.5, totals 225 and a hook. The Pacers are catching even money for an outright win. The Pacers, despite being the slight dog here, rank in the top 3 in the NBA in field goal percentage, top 5 in points allowed. They're currently 15 games above 500 and find themselves in 5th place in the East. They're also led by T.J. Warren, who's scoring 20 a game and getting 4 boards. Malcolm Brogdon's also scoring 16 a game with 5 rebounds and 7 assists. The Pacers are 7-3 straight up in their last 10 head-to-head meetings with Orlando. They're also 7-1 against the spread in their last 8 ball games. Now they're taking on an Orlando squad who won't have Aminu or Isaac, both with knee trouble. The Magic also rank in the bottom 10 in scoring, bottom 5 in offensive field goal percentage. And when it comes to the scoring in this one, when it comes to the total, we are looking at an Orlando squad who, believe it or not, saw their last 10 straight get over the posted total. A lot of overs for this Magic squad. Meanwhile, the Pacers on the other side saw 6 out of their last 8 get over the number themselves. Give me the Pacers +1.5 and the over 225 and a hook in that game. And we're going to go ahead and move on to Boston taking on Miami, 6:30 p.m. East. The Celtics are -3.5, totals 220 and a hook. The Heat are the +135 underdogs. The Heat, they're also catching even money to cover here. Now Boston's currently 2.5 games ahead of the Heat for 3rd place in the East. The Celtics have also covered 60% of their games in their last 10. And they rank in the top 10 in offensive rebounding. This is ridiculous what's going on behind me, by the way. Jason Tatum scoring 23 a game, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. Kemba Walker's also averaging 21 a game, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. Boston's in the top 3 in points allowed, top 5 in defending the 3-ball. They're taking on a Miami squad who lost 7 out of their last 10 head-to-head meetings with the Celtics. Not a lot of luck against Boston. Miami's just 1-6 straight up in their last 7 as the dog. They've also failed to cover the number in 12 out of their last 18, so a little bit larger sample size there. Now, scoring-wise, 2 out of the Heat's last 3 games got over the number. Meanwhile, 7 out of their last 10 conference games got over the posted total as well. Meanwhile, Boston on the other side saw their last 3 straight get over the number themselves. So give me the Celtics Celtics -3.5 and the over 220 and a hook in that game. And we're going to slide into our next and final matchup for the show. It is going to be the Rockets taking on the Blazers, 9 p.m. Eastern tip-off. The Rockets are the 4-point favorite, totals 244 flat. The Blazers are +$1.40 to win it. And if you like Portland catching the 4, they're -$1.10 to cover. Now, Portland's lost 3 out of their last 5, and they gave up 123 points or more in 4 out of those 5 ball games, really struggling defensively, very small. They're currently in 9th place in the West, only 1 game ahead of the 10th place Spurs in the standings. Meanwhile, the Rockets on the other side looking really sharp and well-rested, at least on the offensive side of things. They're currently 3-0 in their last 3 straight. and they averaged 130 points per contest during that short stretch. Now the Rockets are in 4th place in the West, and they find themselves only 1.5 games behind the Denver Nuggets for that 3rd seed. James Harden, he's averaging 34 a game. That ranks 1st in the NBA. He's also picking up 6 rebounds and 7.4 assists, which also ranks 9th in the league. Russell Westbrook is also averaging 28 a game, which is 7th in the NBA. He's hauling in 8 rebounds and dishing out 7 assists per contest himself. And when it comes to the total in this one, we should see this game potentially surpass the 300 mark. No real technical explanation here from me. Give me the Houston Rockets -4 and the over 244 in that game. And guys, hey, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on Patreon. Once again, if you decide to pull the trigger today and get a package, just keep in mind we bill you we bill you the day you sign up, and then the 1st of every month following that. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for me. I really appreciate you joining me right here on YouTube with all this nonsense going on behind me. I think I just did this podcast in a tornado. But anyway, guys, I really appreciate you joining me here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, I'm going to go back inside before I blow away. But anyway, happy Tuesday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at patreon.com/rockpage.